Today on the grid, it is our blind photo critique day where we crush the hopes and dreams of photographers who sent in their images for review, and it's not going to be a pretty day. The Kuna Man is here. The real Rocket Man is on the set. We've got some cool giveaways, including a very cool brand new book from Victoria White. We got lots of cool stuff. It's going to be a fine, fine day on the grid, and it all starts in just 23.2 seconds. Let's go.
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to another live episode of The Grid. Scott Kelby here with the real Rocket Man, Mr. Erik Kuna.
Hey Scott, it's a little cold here in Florida. At least
It is. I'm gonna wear a jacket and stuff. And look,
Yeah.
I got my new winter collection here. Let's move. There we go.
There's the Larry Gray special.
Larry Gray special. This is the it's the tail insignia from a World War II B-17 that I created in Photoshop and sent to a place that makes shirts. So there you go. Nobody's got that.
It's nice when you know Photoshop so well you can just make your own shirts.
Make your own shirts. Yeah, it's like I go to some custom T-shirt place I found on Google, and I've made a bunch of shirts through there. It really works nicely. Anyway, glad to see you all here. Today is Blind Photo Critique Day, which means that we have asked people to send in.
It means crushing hopes and dreams.
It means crushing hopes and dreams. We asked our viewers to send in, and tons of viewers do this, send in 3 of their best images for a blind critique. And what blind means is we don't share the person's name. And the reason we don't do that is because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. We want to tell the truth and be honest and straight with the photographer about where their images are, what they need to do. And some are great images, and today, well, some are not.
Now, unless somebody watermarks their image and puts a big watermark over it, and then we can't remove that, and that's fine. We're going to show that. Plus, just let us know afterwards if we hurt your feelings.
I'm sure you'll let us know.
Yeah, we get emails after every show.
Oh, yeah, where people are upset.
I get it. But it's most people in the long term. That's why I'd love to start a dialogue, because in the long term, people usually come around.
They come around and they try it, and they come back.
I'd say probably 99 out of 100 people come
back
around
and say, you know what, you guys were right. I did the things you said. Oh, yeah, there's always one that gets really, really cranked. And I'm sure some folks will get cranked today, but we're used to it. It's okay. All right. What else is going on? We've got lots of giveaways.
Yeah, we got a lot of giveaways today. Do we want to go through those?
Well, first, I just want to mention that, first, thank you to everybody that joined KelbyOne during the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deal. We had a tremendous, best we've had in years, turnout for folks joining KelbyOne, so that is awesome. For those of you who heard about our VIP program, it is now sold out, so thank you to everybody that
we were
has
just
joined
talking about
in
that. That's starting up next week. We've got the coaching session.
Our first coaching session is next week.
Yeah.
But that's already sold out. We're very excited about that, and we're deep into the production parts of that. We did extend the cyber deal for one day. Yeah. We had a lot of people that are interested. Like I said, we've had more people sign up this time than we have in years.
If you just go to KelbyOne.com, right there. The deal's right there. It's good through tonight.
And it's a super bundle deal. We've bundled more stuff with this sucker. It is the value of the year. And if you haven't joined, this is your chance. Jump on it right now.
Yeah, and one thing to really highlight in there, the new Photographer's Fast Track is in there. So it's all those courses that people, I was in the community earlier, and how many people are raving over those courses.
I know. I'm very excited to see the reception it has gotten.
Because it's got great reception. People are seeing tremendous gain in their photography in just a few days.
I've seen numerous comments that said just the Fast Track was worth the entire membership to KelbyOne, but of course, they've got way more than the 5 classes that are in the Fast Track.
Yeah.
But anyway,
the grid is live on that site. Come join us now.
The grid is live right now. All right. Okay.
Like the Inception. It's like
all right.
Grid within the grid.
What else? We announced the photo walk winners last week, but if you go over to my scottkelby.com blog, we have all the pictures there, and all the winners are listed there today, so you can go check that out. Also, I got my Platypod iPhone holder this week, so I got my own. If you haven't gotten yours, go get it. They're going to ship soon.
That's awesome.
So It is shockingly well made, and it's the lowest price you'll ever find one of this quality. So go to platypod.com and get the new iPhone
there's
grip.
only
It's the Platypod.
couple hundred left for pre-order.
Yeah,
and then it's just going to be a longer time you're going to have to wait. So you may as well buy it
just
now.
pre-order now. It's the perfect.
And I know the
gift.
price is going to go up, and the price right now is like it's right in that sweet spot.
Yeah, it's $34.99, which is
that's sweet.
A fraction of what everybody else charges for a professional quality iPhone holder.
Like I think I talked about that last week, that it is up there on par with the Really Right Stuff build, but for about 1/8 the price.
Yeah, it is very clever.
So.
Anyway, I just got mine the other day. Just yesterday, I think, actually, mine came in. So now I got a pre-production copy. They made a few, just to get it going. So I got a pre-production. But if you want to get and be in the first 1,000, there's only a few left. Go get them. Go get on board, because a couple days from now, they'll all be gone.
Definitely.
What else? That is pretty much it. Let's go through our giveaways for today.
We got, speaking of Platypod, we have the awesome Platypod Extreme. This is the one with the flip out legs that everybody wants, because that is just having those flip out legs is great.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be giving away a copy of Victoria White's Adobe Firefly book. So this is all about how to prompt Firefly to do what you want with it
and create amazing stuff.
And then we're giving away a copy of the How Do I Do That in Photoshop book by this guy named Scott Kelby.
That's me.
Yep. And then there's another book by Scott we're giving away here, the Adobe Photoshop book for digital photographers. So we're giving that away. Then, because we love to give away tons of stuff, we're also giving away a copy of On One No Noise 2023, an awesome plugin for removing noise and adding sharpening to your images. And then we're giving away a V-Flat from V-Flat World. So this one's for U.S. shipping only. So you have to have a U.S. shipping address. But we're giving away a V-Flat from V-Flat World. Everybody can get a discount over at V-Flat World right now, though, is you use that code KelbyOne at checkout, and you'll save an extra 10%. And then Retouch for Me is giving away one of their plugins, the Skin Tone plugin that they're going to be giving away. And everybody can get a discount as well over there, 20% off using the code KelbyOne20. That's KelbyOne 20. They do have to go to that website, promo.retouch4.me. There you go.
All righty.
So to enter that, all you have to do is just leave us a comment. Tell us where you're from. Any comments that you would have. If we say something bad about your images, we'll still enter you in the contest. If you don't like what we critiqued or whatever. So just tell us what you'd like to win. Well, at the end of the show,
Erik is anticipating bad stuff today.
I saw a couple.
Dude, we have a lot of nice images today.
There's the nice,
as well.
And then there's a couple that might get us in trouble.
Let's start off with this first one. I think we have some nice images right here. So we have 3 images here, and we asked everybody to send in 3. And you know what's weird is everybody did this time.
Oh,
a lot of times they'll
weird.
send in 2 or 1.
Yeah, we always have the ones we have to drop out.
Some send in 7, but 3 is really what we're looking for.
That's nice.
Well, you know what's nice here? I'll tell you is just nice lighting. Nice, flattering lighting. All of the lighting is flattering to the subjects, which I think is great. Nothing's overdone. This is very nice lighting. It's very soft and flattering, which is, that's generally when we're shooting portraits of women, we want soft, flattering light.
The sculpting.
The light is the least flattering of the 3. Yeah. And I'm going to show you, if I can just jump over to Camera Raw real quick.
Yeah, the hot shoulder.
Is the hot shoulder, and it's, so the light's right here. Look how bright that is. Yeah. So what I'd probably do is go over here. This is just a minor tweak. It's still a very good shot. I would take the masking tool. Yeah. I would go to the linear gradient. So this is the tool I go to when I want to darken an entire area. So I would lower the exposure, and I'm going to drag over here because that's the area that needs to be. I went too dark, right? You just guess, right?
Yeah, but you're going extreme and then pull back.
There we go. Something like that. Because really, the brightest thing should be her face. And look at the difference here. I'm going to put them side by side. First, let me hide the tool so you don't see that. Yeah. Oh, no, hold on. That's not what I wanted. It
sculpts in that light, pulls it to the face.
See how much brighter it was? It was almost blown out on the left. right? You really want her face. Now, I would probably also tone down her shoulder here, which I would use a different tool. I would go to the masking tool, but this time I would hit create new mask, get the brush, and let's lower the exposure a little bit and just paint over her shoulder a little bit. Let me just kind of get it in there. We'll dial in the right amount. That's not really, it's probably a little too dark.
A little bit too much.
But what if I went and pulled the highlights back instead and just didn't take as much? So something like that.
That's it.
And it's very subtle. Now, the light isn't as soft on her face as I would normally like it to be. But, I mean, overall, I think these are very nicely done. I like what you're doing with your lighting overall. And the thing that I showed you here where it's brighter right on this arm here, and then, of course, it is here. That's a 30-second fix, but overall, I think you're doing a very good job. You've got good composition, right? I like the way you're cropping all the photos. This is probably my favorite one, but it might be because I like the subject. Yeah, it's just I like the background. The background, it is tilted.
Yeah.
But let me just see. I don't know if it would make a difference. Let's just go see. I'm going to go to geometry and I'm going to go to rotate. If I straighten those bars, is it going to change anything in a bad way? I don't think so.
No.
Let's hit constrain crop.
That.
Yeah, there we go. It doesn't hurt anything.
That way it's just like you don't have that natural instinct of being like, am I tilting my head? What's going on?
I would straighten that out a little bit.
Yeah, I would.
But otherwise, I think you're doing a very nice job. So congratulations. We're off to a good start. That's just a really nice control of lighting and stuff, and just good composition and just a lot of good stuff. So,
all right,
that's our first one.
Well, hopefully I don't get a complaint about that.
Let's take a look at what we have here.
Ooh, interesting from the thumbnails.
Yeah.
Huh.
So this one and this one look like the same person. This one looks like a completely different photographer.
Yes,
but
definitely.
This is kind of the same thing. I like what you're doing here. You've got the kind of the Red Riding Hood thing going on.
No, it's just that red is pulling my eye way over to the left.
And so that's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm going to do the same technique.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get a linear gradient. And I'm going to darken it. And we're going to just, we understand that it's a red thing.
Yeah, we just want less red.
Yeah,
we want to pull the light towards her face and towards that lantern.
Right. Yeah, and that's too dark. I went a little too far. But you get the idea. Let me give you a side by side here. That side by side
is going to be huge. Yeah. Look at that. It's like before, I'm looking straight at that red hot spot.
Right.
And now I'm looking at her face.
And the thing about it is when you darken the reds get more saturated and colorful. When you brighten them, they get more pinkish. So, but I like what you're doing. You're working to make your images, which is great. Same thing with the third photo here, which is these we can kind of do together.
Yep.
These are working together. Can I make it larger? I mean, I have to go to Camera Raw to do that. You're making it larger, but I like that you're trying to do something with it. You know, you're creating a whole thing with a backdrop and everything, and the backdrop could have been digital, but either way, I like those two a lot, and I like where you're going with them. You're telling the story, and your compositing's good. This is nice. I can tell you what I would tell. We always say this when we see a long exposure. It's not long enough. Yep. Right? You used a 3-stop, or you just went to F22 and you didn't put an ND on there. You have a lot more of an uninteresting foreground than I might have. Because the pier and all that's kind of interesting, but this is kind of ugly.
I wonder if you crop some of that.
I wonder that as myself.
I wonder if you crop.
I wonder. Well, you'd have to almost have a weird, like something more like that.
Yeah, like that.
Because the foreground isn't. But
now
I like that you have
is accentuated as it was before.
Yeah. But good. I mean, I like where you're going. All your stuff is very good. So nicely done.
Hey, look at Bill M's comment just came in. He's talking earlier about the fast track. Yes, the fast track changed my whole approach to doing photography, and I'm already seeing results.
Oh, I love to hear that. Boy,
that's why we
a home run.
We spent months
this
on
is
that.
It. We spent so long on that fast track because we really wanted it to have impact. When you read comments like that, that makes my day. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Because we did. We spent a lot of time on that stuff internally, and I'm glad to see it's paying off. And
all right.
That's been a recurring theme lately.
Here we go.
All right. Okay. Uh-oh.
Okay, so these are bad. These are bad. I'm sorry.
We're
gonna get a letter. These are bad. These are just.
They're trying, but
I like the concept.
Concept, yes, that's what I'm trying to say here. The concept. I see where you're trying to go. Execution is not working.
Yeah, the execution is not working. This one's got really bad lighting.
Flat lighting. Very flat. You see how flat? Like all of his face is the same color.
Yeah, I mean,
the kilt's the same color. There's no shadows, no highlights.
There's no fall
nothing,
off.
no fall off.
It's bad.
It's just kind of like blasted. And
this one is weird in that
it's the same thing.
The
it's
Navy
blasted.
SEAL is in focus. The front of the boots are in focus, and your subject's face is blurry.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, huh?
And it's just not a flattering.
Has it just been softened?
I don't. It has. It looks like it's been over retouched.
Over retouched, maybe.
And it's just. I see what you're trying to do. It's not working. And then the third one.
But it's the same thing with the lighting. The lighting is so key to portrait photography.
This is the best of the three.
That is the best of the three.
It may have been taken on stage. I don't know.
It definitely looks like it with the light. See the brim of the hat and how the light's coming down. That looks like stage lighting. It does look like stage lighting.
Yeah,
really
I don't know.
I don't know.
But so here's what I would recommend. I can see what you're trying to do, and I commend you for trying to do it.
Yes.
It's not working. Now, I will tell you, when you sent these three to the people, they were happy to have them, and they probably loved them. But I'm not one of those three people. I'm just judging them on, are these good photos? No, they are not.
Well, and even they would be, even if you sent them to them with better lighting, especially the first two, while they were happy, they would be more happy if it was better.
Right.
And it's just flat.
But I like what you're doing. You're trying to honor the service people, and
Yep.
I commend you for what you're doing, and I like the idea, but the execution is really.
Well, you kind of, with this one especially, there's no, like, it looks like it's cut out and put on there. There's
it looks
no
like you cut it out with a pair of
dimension
scissors
to it. There's no, like, shadows or highlights. It's just like art that you put somebody in front of.
And this one, you obviously added the seal afterwards, right? You added the seal in post. I think that maybe the backdrop was probably there, but the lighting's not good. Her hands are all dark and look pretty bad. This is start from scratch time. So,
But it's a lot of it's the lighting.
A lot of it is the lighting, but I think the whole concept needs to start over. You know what I think you need to do? You need to find someone who's doing the type of stuff that you want to do on a pro level. Mm-hmm. And you need to really, really investigate and emulate what they're doing to get that look. I've seen things over the years like this that have been done so nicely.
Yeah, like one I'd say is, like, especially in this vein of, like, veterans, is Glenn Dewis. Yeah, Glenn shot these like World War II.
Glyn. Glenn Dewis. Like Lynn, but it's Glenn. Glenn Dewis. He's a KelbyOne instructor. He has wonderful classes, but he's done a whole series on veterans.
Yes.
And he specifically found World War II veterans. So these people are 90 years old or 88.
But he's dressing them up in traditional uniforms.
Outfits. They're so
but the lighting
well done,
and the story and all that's there.
It really honors the people. There
it
is,
right there. And you see how they all have a consistent look,
yep,
too?
They all have a consistent look.
I mean, that's what I think you're trying to do. You're trying to, like, have it come alive like that, but it's just
like that's a wonderful portrait, and the lighting is flattering.
how you have the lights and
you've got
shadow
shadows,
and you've got depth and dimension. It's like you
and
need
the background's consistent from image to image, and you don't need a big logo behind it to know that he was in the military and that he served. I'm not going to spend too much more time on it. You need to study people's work who's like Glenn's and others, and a great resource is that is go to 500px, 500 the letter px, and type in military portraits, or just search on Google for it, and find some of the type that you're looking for, and really emulate what they're doing, because those are bad. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, here's some good ones. These are very nice. My favorite is that last one. It looks a bit like you could lower the exposure a bit.
Yeah.
It's taken like in not worst light of the day, but not best light of the day either. I think just lowering the exposure a bit might and maybe raising the whites might help a little. Here, let's look at them side by side. That's just lowering the exposure. It makes the colors warmer and richer.
And it also actually accentuated that highlight you see over to the right where the sun's casting in over here to the right.
Yep.
It accentuated it when you did that.
That's
when you
pulling
balance out the
whites.
light better, you're going to have those pops of color and those pops of light come through.
And that's my favorite of the three, but you've done well on all of these. This is the right light at the right time with the crooked horizon line.
Yeah.
Why is your horizon line crooked? Come on. This easy fix.
Bending over.
Hit the auto button. There you go.
That's it. It's just little. It's just little.
Just a tiny bit, but it was definitely leaning. All right. And then, but a nice composition. You've got this leading line that leads you out into the photo. You shot it at the right time of day. Now, with a nice long exposure, it would have been really special. You could have done a long exposure. That's nice. And this is nice as well. It's not as, I don't think, nearly as strong as the other two, but again, same thing. It's a little bright on the exposure. I would bring it down a bit and then raise the whites. Just make it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah,
maybe
it's almost like you got closer to sunset by doing that. Is what happened.
Is there anything else we need to do here? All right.
Well, you already, I was saying boost the contrast. You did.
Yeah. And just make it a little more, not
now,
so middle
now
of the
it's looking
day.
a little dreamier.
Yeah.
It's
all
looking
right.
a little dreamier.
All right,
now.
so but nice job. You're going in the right direction. You're A-okay. All right, we're gonna take a short break. When we come back, we got some shout outs of people saying hi. Don't forget to enter the competition and win any of one of the goodies that we have today.
Yeah.
Just leave us a comment. Just also please tell us what you want to win, so we don't send you a book when you wish you got the Platypod Extreme. Also, we're going to talk about Platypod when we come back, because there's probably something you're wondering about, and I'm going to answer that question right when we come back. Don't go away.
Well, hi everybody, and welcome to beautiful London, England, where I'm doing a very, very special class. I'm very excited about this class because it's something very different, very unique. It's about creating travel photography that has a personal connection to something you love. So that's the whole idea. Because think about it, a lot of people will go to a city again and again. Like we're here in London. I've been coming to London since I was 24 years old. So for the last 10 years, I've been coming to London. Anyway, long story short is I've got the shots of Big Ben, and I've got the shots of the London Eye and the Thames River and all that stuff. I've got it to death. But when I come to London, I can do something special. I can use something that I care about and then go and shoot it, and that becomes my story when I get back. So I'm shooting for a passion that I have. So my passion might be flowers, so I come to London and what I'm shooting are all the amazing gardens. What if my passion is museums? Well, there's 170 of them here. What if it's music? I could be at the Royal Albert Hall, or the great music stores, or the places where the Beatles played back in the day, or where they literally bought their guitars. I could do a whole story on all that kind of stuff. And that's what this class is about. It's taking something you love and adding it to something else you love. You're marrying travel and your interests and photography. It's a hit. So you got to come and watch my brand new class. It's on creating personal connection in your travel images, and it's only here at KelbyOne.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Hey-o.
Yeah, we're back, and we've got people all over joining us. We got Larry H. saying hi from Nebraska. We got Nicole from chilly Florida. Yep, it's definitely chilly for us here. And then Steve from Prescott, Arizona saying hi. James all the way from scenic Gilbert saying hi. And then we've got Lori saying hi from Newfoundland. Hilmar Smith saying hola. And then Jim saying hi from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Stu saying hi. He said, is it Sell Your Gear Day? Well, so far it's been kind of mixed.
It's getting there.
It's mixed. Marty saying hello from New York. Laura Lee is saying hi from Alberta, Canada. Ken saying hi from Texas. Michael saying hi all the way from Germany. Rita saying hi from Belgium. And Jerry saying good morning from the optometrist office. Nothing can stop me from watching The Grid on Photo Critique Day. Well, we're glad you're here. Hopefully everything's good at the optometrist office, because us photographers really appreciate optometry.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that funny comment that Stu made. The person that we just saw that taking those pictures, that wasn't to sell your gear.
No,
that was like, I like what you're doing.
Yeah, we just
I see where you're trying to go. You can do this. It's not sell your gear. It is. Don't worry about the gear. The gear is not the issue. The lighting is one of the biggest issues.
So far, that's what I've seen.
All right, but that's okay. Let's take a look at the next run of images here, see what we've got. Oh, hey, before we get to these images, that's a nice image.
Nice image.
Before we get to these images, I mentioned the Platypod thing. And so what you might be wondering is, like, Scott, I noticed that you're giving away a Platypod Extreme, and I noticed that you mentioned the Platypod iPhone thing. But I also mentioned that at the beginning of the photo, I saw that they're a sponsor. Is this all tied together? Like, so if somebody sponsors your show, you get to give away their stuff and you mention their stuff? That's exactly how it works. Yes, it is. However, we are super, super sticky about the any product that we mention on this show. If we don't love it, if we don't believe in it, have we turned down paying sponsors because we didn't like their stuff? Yes, we have. If it's not great stuff, if it's not stuff that we wouldn't use ourselves.
We all, in all of our bags are Platypod stuff. We are always carrying Platypod stuff. We love it.
And they don't make us do it. It doesn't say, oh, you have to use our stuff. We use our stuff because we love it. We only support stuff and products that we love. But if you were wondering if it's a coincidence, it's not. It's not at all. We love our sponsors.
Full
we
disclosure.
Wouldn't have a show without them.
Full disclosure.
But we're just very, very choosy on who our sponsors are. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go look at these three. Here we go. Let's look at these images right here. That's nice. I like the lighting there.
Yeah.
Squirrel! Oh, my dogs would love this shot.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's got lost.
Okay, so here's what's interesting. So this is a very good photographer. We'll start off with that.
I love that one's nice.
This one's beautiful. Yeah. And I think because, number one, it's very sharp, it's very crisp. I like the placement of the bird, and I love the way the lighting's falling on the bird. However, I would get rid of this leaf and this leaf and maybe the stick down here. None of that is adding to your photo. I don't think. I think those are all distractions, because I didn't come to see the leaf. I came to see the bird, and I think you did a very nice job on that one. This is as good as well. The blur in the background looks like it maybe was added in post, but I'm okay with that. And it's a nice sharp shot. This one is got to go. This is a bird that is in a very busy environment, and look at all the dead flowers around it.
It's not the right subject.
Yeah, this is just the photography is on the money. The subject is not happening. So just go for more of what you did with these. I think you're doing those really well. This is just kind of a mess. And with dead flowers, don't really missing petals and stuff.
Try to move on to another background.
Yeah, but I mean, you're obviously know what you're doing. Your stuff's good, so great, nice job. I think you're doing a really good job. Okay, Rocketographer says, thank you for critiquing my Red Riding Hood photo and the cosplay shot, and your landscape improvement made it so much better. Thank you. You're very welcome. But
awesome.
I like what you're doing. I think you're doing. I think that cosplay stuff is well. We see a lot of it that's pretty bad. I think yours is good. I think you're going really. I like what you're doing too. I like your creative thinking on that. Good stuff.
Yep.
And thank you for taking it in the right vein, as it all right.
We always appreciate that.
Let's take a look. Oh, we got a dog.
Wow.
Oh, we got a dog. Look at that dog. Oh, that's a nice dog.
I like that.
Oh, that's a good dog. All right. These two, this one and this one could pass for Kaylee Greer shots. These are very good.
They need a little bit done with the lighting color temperature.
Yeah,
There's
maybe
a little color temperature issues.
And you could pull back the brightness a little.
Some of the rocks, but it's still
I'm
good.
telling you, these are great. We see a lot of dog shots. These are very good. What I would do here is go to the masking. Yep. Say select subject, so it just selects the dog, and then maybe go to the highlights and just pull them back a little so they're just not so popping.
Right. And there's a little green. There's a green tint to the flash.
Let's just go to maybe move over to go away from the green and maybe just a little bit of warming.
There we go.
And then let's look at them side by side.
See how it's very flashy.
Yeah, it just looks flashy. You don't.
Which flashy tends to at that time of day turn it to kind of greeny, kind of.
Yeah, this
blue.
way let's see if I can get you back to a split screen here. Hold on. Kind of accidentally lost that. So you see what I mean? The one on the right is just a little better balanced.
Of CTO.
Yeah, and then you could probably just warm the whole thing up too. Just in Lightroom or in Camera, they're the same.
Warm it up and just
warm
add a little bit of magenta to take
warm it up a little bit. Yeah, there you go. But I'm telling you what, it doesn't matter because you start with a great shot. Yeah. You can make these things.
You can tweak those things real easy. If you start with a great subject,
great
lighting.
This is nicely done. That looks like a sweet dog, and I love this one. Again, with the lighting actually is better on this one. But I think you could maybe warm it up a little bit. Just warm up the color and then also get rid of some of the flashy look of it. Now, it is out in the sun in the day, so it's not so bad, but...
Yeah, right there.
Just a little bit of a tweaking up and maybe just a hair more contrast, and you're there. Just minor stuff, though, but it doesn't matter. You're doing the really important stuff.
You're definitely doing the right... You're taking the right steps. You've obviously put in the work to master that kind of look.
Hey, Marty has a question. When they crop a photo, how does that affect the size of the finished photo? It's just like you taking a pair of scissors and cutting it. It does exactly that. So if your photo was this big, it was the 8x10, which is the old-fashioned size. So it's 8x10, and you crop it in, and now it's a 7x9. You know, it's like it actually cuts away the. It's just like you think of using a pair of scissors. All righty, let's take a look at what we have here. Okay, so this is obviously a very accomplished photographer. Why don't I like these shots? And you're. I mean, it's
disconnect. I think all three of them are disconnected with the camera, so you're seeing that in all three of them.
Yeah, but I've seen people look off camera many times.
It's okay to use,
but these are clearly professionally done.
Yeah.
And I can't put my finger on why I don't like them, because I mean the lighting is very soft and flattering. I mean,
I just think it is. It's
now this one has got her veil should not be. This one's too bright, and her veil should not be blue.
Yeah.
Right. So we know that. Let's go fix that. So look, the top of his head's blue. We know the color's off. So let's go fix that first, just by moving it away from blue. And
see, that's where you gotta. There's like too much highlights.
Yeah,
there's too much.
We got to pull back the highlights. We've got to lower the exposure a little. It's very flashy looking.
It's very flashy.
Yeah, the light should be really subtle.
You can almost go into the color mixer and actually take down the.
You
know what I would do?
The whole thing. It needs to go to color and to vibrance and just lower the vibrance.
That would help too.
quite a bit. And that got rid of a lot of the blue in her.
Yeah.
Let me show you how orangey and bluey this thing was.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Look at her veil over here. Hold on.
Yeah.
And
because we all know the veil's supposed to be white. I mean,
the veil's supposed to be white. That's kind of a standard thing. His top of his head is not supposed to be blue.
Or look at the shadow. Look at the shadow of his bow tie and the color
and his shirt's
casting.
Blue. And yeah, there's a lot of things that were kind of. But it's overly flashy. That's for sure.
Well, and it's overly flashy. And what happened there was you went so hard on the CTO. You went so hard to color temperature. Shift it that you actually shifted it so far.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some funky stuff going on here, and I'm, but you know what it is? Like the background's out of focus, which is good. There's too much flash, and this one is. I don't know why I don't like any of these, and I'm not saying these are bad photos. They're not taken badly, and I don't like any of them.
Well, with this, the bokeh in the background is all the way at the edge, and it's pulling my eyes out to that bokeh. Like you see on the left side and the right side, you could do a better crop. And then it's just not the right looking off the camera. It's not the right photo. That one too.
Like they look like they're looking at something.
They look like they're looking at like they're getting called.
Maybe that's what it is. They're all looking too far away.
Yeah, they're looking like they're getting called off into space. Like I'm gonna get beamed up or something. That one not so much, but those definitely.
Yeah, you got a lot of whites of her eyes. Those they're not. This is too much whites. That's not that much, but they literally look like they are looking at something.
The first one, I don't know. I
don't know. There's something though, isn't it?
Something.
I can't quite put my finger on.
I think a lot of it is that it's just so disconnected. It's okay to look off camera, but they're looking so far off camera that it's like so far off.
And when I have someone, when I'm in the studio and I tell them to look off, I take my hand and I put it over here. Like, look over here.
But then you can also pull their eyes back.
Look up there at the spaceship landing in the field.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like, I don't know. I don't know if that's it.
It's like they're gazing at something so far away that you're like, what are they looking at? Then you're going, what are they looking at? I want to know what they're looking at.
I feel bad because this is obviously, like, they're doing professional quality photos I don't like. It sounds terrible. You're doing professional quality photos that I don't like. And and maybe Erik's right. Maybe they're disconnected.
I just think
too
it's
far
disconnected. Too far disconnected.
I'm going to go with that.
The first one. The first one really is nice. Like
the first one's the best
really
one.
Nice. But if you look at that first one, and then you look at where she's looking, like it's just so far off.
Her eyeballs are blue too.
Even if you brought her eyes back a little bit,
like that might help.
To come back a little bit.
Her eyeballs are blue.
Yeah, definitely a color temperature problem.
Look how blue she was, right? And I think so Erik and I have this problem. We have this big monitor in the studio where we're seeing what's being broadcast, and then there's my monitor
here. Your monitor is more accurate, and it is. It's very cool. It's not warm enough.
Yeah, and you could pull back the highlights a little bit too. Whoops! Actually, move it.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little bluish. When their eyes look blue, that's not a good look. People look better warmer, right? That's kind of. Anyway, I wish I could.
I'm with you. And I think the offensive thing to me is just like what are they looking at? It's so far off that I'm going, what are they looking at?
All right, let's take a look. I think we have something nice here.
Oh, I like that.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Now, what happened here? Oh, that's kind of nice.
That's nice.
It's cropped. Oh, well, no, I got it. Now look at that screen. This one's okay. All right, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Now, I'm going to tell you something, Erik, that you probably like that always bothers me in Milky Way pictures.
Okay.
I don't like that shooting star.
I don't either. I would take it out.
Oh, okay.
I would take it out.
I thought it was
and
just me.
I don't think it's a shooting star. I think it's a plane. If you zoom in, you're going to see. If you zoom in on it, and I'll tell you what it is. Zoom in. Can you?
Yep.
If it's got dots, those are the blinking lights of a plane. Because people will say, oh, I don't want to take it out. It's a shooting star. Or I don't want to take. It's probably not. I bet it's going to be, you see how it's like dot, 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 like you can see the dots.
Oh, it's not just a trail.
That's the trail of the plane light that's on, and then it's got its little beacon that it's flashing. And that's all it is a plane flying through. What I would do is go take the healing brush, select on one side of the dot or the line, hit shift, go to the other side, hit shift, and just take it out. And I would get like really fine.
Yeah, I just did it fast.
You get a really fine one, then you shift it out, and it's
How do we
gone.
feel about the color?
It's too. I always prefer it to be a little cooler and to be a little more magenta. It's got too much green and too much yellow in it. But that's me. We always seem to picture the night sky.
Yeah.
Bluer.
Yeah.
A cooler. And that's where I know that is not technically accurate to science.
Right, but we're not doing science.
We're not doing science. We're doing photography.
Hey, but I like this shot a lot.
Yeah, I do.
But what's interesting
I love
is
the leading lines of like coming down and then that rock that's in the middle of the water there.
Yeah.
Like
this is
really,
all happening.
And then you've got the reflection.
Now, is this the same place in the
does look like
day?
a similar
look at that
place.
rock.
It does look very
row
similar.
of rocks.
Yeah. You see, it's almost like they were over to the right for the one shot and they went over to the left for the other shot.
If you're going to do this in the day, I would do the long exposure.
Yeah.
But and again, this is another one that could probably use a little bit of this is very nice and this is very nice and this is okay.
Is that last one like is it the building crooked or is it the photo crooked?
It's close. It looks like it's tipping a little to the left. Just a little to the left. The whole thing could go.
It's when I see the moon like having something go through it crooked like that. It's weird.
What if it's when and just rotate it a little more straight? Hold on, let me actually hit the right. More like that?
Yeah, that's
that better.
And then constrain.
So it was a little crooked.
Yeah.
Here, let me hit the constrain here.
Yeah, I just think that would help me because the building needs to be upright.
Yeah, there we go. It was a little crooked.
That helps me. That helps me a lot.
But that's nice.
It's nice, and that's a great time. And I would love to see the moon, like you can photo pills if you get it touching the top of that spire or something. That would be really nice.
Yeah, and it probably was in about 10 minutes.
Yep.
All right, maybe not even 10 minutes. Nicely though. Those are all right. All right, let's take a look here.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like me looking in the mirror right there.
Yep. Well, these are nice.
These are all nice. They're all three of them. The faces look over retouched though.
Yeah.
Like they look over retouched. But let me tell you what, I love your black and white conversion. I like what you're doing photographically. Everything is it's just a little over processed. Like the face is like her face is a little too soft. His face looks a little too
plasticky.
Yeah, too plasticky here. Nice photo though. These are really good photos. Photography wise, aces.
I love it. I mean, it's really not too far. I mean, it's just
no, it's 20%.
Tone it back just a little bit.
Yeah, like 20%.
But I mean, that's a great photo right there.
These are very nice. These are just very nicely done.
I love that first one.
Very professionally done. Those are spot on.
Just keep on doing that.
Nice, yeah. Keep doing that, but just a little less toning. Ooh, I love this.
Oh, I can tell from the thumbnails.
Oh,
it's going to be mystical.
Yeah,
I can tell just from the thumbnails.
Look at these.
Yep. I can see it from the thumbnails.
Oh, I really like these.
I like that. I crop that center though.
I was just
that center.
Eric, I was just gonna say you got to get rid of these trees.
Rid of those.
And get rid of those, and you've got a killer shot.
That is a print shot. Like if you get rid of that crap.
Yeah, get rid of that crap.
Those are the things that's the scene I dream of right there. So simple, so like
Yeah, let me tell you.
Tranquil, simple.
I like the other framing better, but I don't like the crap.
Yes.
So
I would work on getting the crap out.
Yeah, but let me tell you, these are beautiful. I love the misty, foggy,
with that middle
fantasy-ish.
You got the three pillars.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, this is really nice stuff.
3, and then
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yay. On that note, on a high note, let's go out to the break on a high note. We're going to take a short when we come back. We have lots more images to look at.
I want to be in that spot.
I want to be in that spot.
I want to go there.
I want to take that picture. Let's
You got what I I'm Karen Hutton. Join me for how to plan a trip to a location you've never visited. Whether you're an expert photographer, you plan trips, but it still makes you nervous, maybe you haven't planned a trip, or maybe you just wish you could. Whether you're flying, whether you're driving, whether you're taking a train or some other mode of transportation, you'll learn how to decide, develop, dedicate, and dig in to create the adventure of your dreams, whether it's a long trip or just an afternoon. We're also going to cover where you got to be on the inside and how you have to train to maximize your time, your money, and your effort on your next adventure. So join me on my next class at KelbyOne.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
All right, we're back, Scott and Eric, and we're doing blind photo critiques. Let's take a look at the next image.
All right.
All right, here's one. And airplane parked in the sky.
Airplane parked in the sky. I can twice the size.
Okay, so we'll start here. So what we're looking for is the ideal football photo would have just a grumpy-looking disassociated ref in the background. No, the ideal football photo would be what's called a peak moment of action. So the peak moment of action happens sometime well after what you're seeing here, right? So
either the sack of the quarterback, in this case, the quarterback throwing the ball and you getting it like mid-flight or something.
But just
ideally
looking
would
downfield,
be catching the ball,
throwing the ball. But this is well before a peak moment of action happens. Number one is the ref being in there is not helping. Especially, he just looks like a grumpy guy. He doesn't look like he's he's
not disengaged with the game.
Yeah, it's just kind of like you kids get off my lawn. But
he does look like that.
He does look like that. It's just not a peak moment of action. There's just nothing really happening. Look, the quarterback drops back like that, looking for a receiver every single play. There's nothing exciting about it. This is a very routine moment of the game,
and it's hard too because you're also at an f-stop.
Yeah, the background's not out of focus
I'm seeing
enough.
all the way to the ambulance.
Let me go see what your
that
f-stop
ambulance
was.
Is
your f-stop was F4, so that means you're just not in tight enough.
It's probably 200.
200 millimeter.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
You need to be like 400 and you'd have more blown out background.
And plus you could crop this in, I guess, a little bit and help it, but it's just there's nothing happening here. It's like
try to take the ref out of it.
You can't take the ref out of it, unfortunately.
Come on.
This is a stronger shot.
No.
But it's still not good. No. It's still
I think that's from a technical aspect, from all that stuff, it's just you need to be in tighter and it has to be a peak moment of action.
Yep.
Which, speaking of peak moment of action, though, the one in the middle there is a peak moment of action, but it is a perfectly frozen peak moment of
so
action.
You used way too fast of a shutter speed. Let's go see what you used. 1/250th of a second, but you're moving with it, right? You're shooting air to air, so you're shooting from one plane down at the Mustang, and your shutter speed is not giving you any rotation on the props, and so it looks like the plane's parked in the air. Yeah. And it's unfortunate because you got a nice, really crisp shot. You got the pilot looking at you. It's a great looking plane. It's got a great background. It's unfortunately you need that prop spin. It looks like it's just parked in the sky.
You could also do some stuff with these photos, but yeah, you could go in and isolate the subject and then darken the background.
Yeah, you could do that as well. It could use that. And this is just a snapshot. But
you see what I'm saying? Like you could select the plane and then inadvertently select the background and then take some harshness out of the background.
Actually, you don't have to do that. You can just go select background.
Exactly.
And then go darken the background a little bit. And maybe you could
bring out the plane.
Can you blur it a bit?
You can take some texture out of it and some clarity.
Just blur it a little bit so it's not so,
That's a little, it's not, but you get the point.
You get the idea.
That's why it's better to do it in camera.
Yeah, those need some work. And then here comes some really beautiful images. Look at these.
Moody.
These are beautiful. These are great. Really nicely done. Great use of color. Nice post-processing. This one I might pull the highlights back a little on those yellows. Just go to the here and just pull the highlights back a little.
That feels like a stock shot you see in some fall ad.
Yeah, it's very nice. You got down low and you got the foreground out of focus. There's all very nice. These are just very nice photos all the way around. Good job.
Yeah, I love the simplicity of that last one.
Yeah, very nice. Keep up the good work. Now, if you told me you were doing a series on people down on their luck, I mean, look at her expression.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is.
It's got to be.
It has to be, because that's what I'm picking up, which is probably good.
But he's not down on his luck. He's got he has a brand new Samsung flat panel and a brand new Xbox in a box.
That's true. He's just.
I hurt my leg. I'm going to go home and play video games. It's not so bad.
Yeah.
But it's not a good picture.
No, that's the worst one.
That's like
that one's the out of place. The first one I really like. I like something about that. The highlights.
She's so
and shadows.
grumpy.
But I think that's just the thing. Yeah,
I know, but you know what's
so
really
grumpy.
throwing it off though? That's throwing it off? No. Besides, she's very grumpy, and it's just not a very flattering photo. I mean, unless this is a series. But the happy coffee cup, the coffee cup on there is it's like you got this like logo that makes it look like, and you just
it's part of the corporate world, and then it's like,
I don't know where you're going with this, but it's not a good place. So I would work on subject. I mean, obviously the photography part's fine. You're taking as far as like quality of photo, the first two are quite good. The third looks like a snapshot. You just walking down the street and saw a guy and click. But this one looks like a photograph. This one looks like a photograph. This is a snapshot. But if your series is misery,
I'm gonna bet that this is street photography. That this wasn't like pre-planned,
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard.
I don't know. It's hard. Let's go
part
with
of that is just if you're doing street photography is doing the J. Maisel. You gotta wait it out.
Here we go. So, vacation photo. Stuff that was in my room. Oh, okay. You know what this is? This is a pretty nice crooked shot with the sky from Luminar.
Yeah, that's a sky replacement.
I think that is it's either a Luminar sky. It's somebody's sky. That's not your sky. That's not the sky that was there. I think it's a Luminar sky. Luminar were the first ones to do sky replacement, right? That's a luminar sky. I think. Let me go see. Hold on. I bet I can find that sky. Give me a second.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna pop it in their other shot. I'm pretty sure that's a stock sky. Give me a second. I just want to see if I'm.
Which I think the thing with the stock sky and why we get on. Is
we always tell
you,
people
when
don't
you use the
their
stock
sky.
A lot of times people can see, and then go immediately. Oh, I've seen that before. That's a stock sky in X or Y.
Is that it? That's not it.
That's not.
But
it's
it's
similar.
in the old. I see. I don't know. There's all these sets of skies they have now. It was in the original, but I recognize that sky.
Yeah.
That sky. Sunset clouds? No. I recognize that sky though. You can't pull that one on me.
Well, let's say you were looking at it and not knowing it was a sky replacement.
Okay.
What would you say about it?
There's profootballtalk.com. Let's click on the right thing.
Yeah.
There we go.
We can talk football
all
if you
right.
want.
It's crooked, so crooked's bad. Let's just start with that.
Yeah.
This is the best of the three
The
by
other
far.
thing is that I'd look at is, given if that was the sky, the foreground would not look like that.
Yeah.
The foreground would
and
not
this
look like
wall is really, that wall's got to go. That wall is just very distracting. I'd crop it like this.
That helps a lot.
Yeah, this is not, the colors don't match here. We could try to make the colors match. Just add some more magenta in, and then you're gonna have to lower the, yellows and magenta, and you're gonna have to lower the overall exposure to where it kind of looks like it's somewhat there.
It's helping. Now you're starting to see where it was all blown out.
And then you can open up the shadows a little bit, maybe. And so, yeah, this is the best one. I like the lighthouse. I don't really like the antennas. I think I'd get the antenna off of there. In fact, I would probably get rid of this entire shack. I know the shack is really there, but you're already using a fake sky, so no.
Well, and that's where if we could maybe get over to the right too and get some separation between the lighthouse and those trees, which I saw on the road earlier you could have done.
Generative fill, click generate, sit back and let Photoshop do what it do. It's going to replace it with a different shack. If it does, I'm going to jump out the dang window. It does stuff like that. Yeah, it absolutely does. It goes, oh, you want a different shack.
It's gone.
There it's gone, but you have choices, that one or that one. I go with number 3.
That looks pretty realistic.
Then that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good.
All
That's
right.
a nice shot.
But
if you'd have turned it in just like that, I'd been like, but of course I recognize this guy. Now, there is a 7 to 10% chance that I'm wrong. That it's not, that's the sky there, but I don't see anything else that tells me that's the sky that was there.
I don't think that was the sky that was there. That might be their sky from another day.
I think I recognize that sky.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, definitely.
And this is why we don't use the sample skies, right? A comment from Jackie. So for those of you who don't know, we were doing one of these workshops with the KelbyOne VIPs, kind of introduced that whole thing. And we did a print workshop where we actually, before I told everybody, get an image, we're going to print it together. We went through the whole process. We created an account at Bayphoto. We got a 35% discount from Bayphoto to give to our people. They did it for one day only. And Jackie just got her print back. She said, my Bayphoto print I did in the class just arrived. Thanks, Scotts, for the kick in the pants to print my work. It came out awesome. Yay, Jackie.
Nice.
Woo, I love to see that. Love to see that. Yeah, we actually, a whole class, we all did it together.
Yeah.
We did the entire process from beginning to end, created the thing, and uploaded it to Bayphoto.
And Bayphoto gave us a great deal.
And Bayphoto did give us a great deal. Thank you, Bayphoto. All right. So, to recap, this is not bad. This is a vacation photo. It's got power lines, and it's a nice place.
It was one of those where you were there that day.
Yep, you were there that day. This is okay, and this has potential. All right, let's see what else we got here. We don't have that many more. Let's see what we got here. Okay, well, the first shot is you've cut off her foot, which is not awesome. It's you can look at the crop better here, but still the foot's cut off. But at least she's in good lighting. I would probably darken this area behind her. Just paint with a brush over to darken that so she's the brightest thing. And you could brighten her up a little, but at least the lighting is somewhat complementary. You have a lot of headroom up here. So why couldn't you have just shifted to see her foot and not...
so maybe next time doing that, just coming down, not chopping off the foot.
Yeah, this stuff matters. You don't need all that headroom. You do need more foot. Hey, let's do this.
Yeah, generative.
Ready?
Now,
expand. It doesn't do feet real well. This is feet and hands. It's not great.
This could get weird.
This could get weird. This could get weird. Or it could be perfect. We'll see.
Yeah,
hang on.
7, 9, 12.
Takes about 12 seconds generally.
13.
That ain't bad.
That ain't bad.
That ain't bad.
It's definitely better.
It's definitely better. So now that we're here, we could go up here to filter, to camera raw filter, and go to the masking. Click on brush, and let's lower the exposure and the highlights. And whoops, not contrast. And just paint over these areas back here that don't need to be so bright. And I'm doing it very quickly. You're going to take more time and do it right and turn on auto mask and all that stuff. But those areas behind her that are all bright and stuff aren't helping your photo. She should be the brightest thing. She's a cutie. So anyway, so you get the idea. So, but fixing that foot helped a lot.
That did.
All right, so there's that. Let's go back to the bridge. And then you've got, this is, he's out of focus, which is, not great. It's kind of a vacation photo. If you took him out of it, it would actually be a pretty cool shot. But of course, the shot is about him, so it might be a little wider than it needs to be. But this really is not bad. This is bad. This is everything bad. The lighting on him is horrible. The angle is horrible. She's crying. I imagine you put this in there as a prank. This one's just... This is a bad photo. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. This is bad. Bad shot. Don't send this photo to anyone.
Yeah, it's again going back to the lighting, what we talked about earlier. It's flat. Casting shadows. It's...
All right. Let's see what we have here. Wow, that's nice.
I like that.
It's hard to get a good. We live in Florida. It's hard to get it. We see gators all the time, and at the store in the mall.
I feel like you shot that gator in like a studio.
Look at the nice circles, the concentric circles. I mean, that's really nice.
It's like you put them in like a little studio.
This is really good.
I love that one.
Oh, look at man, these are great. Guys, when we talk about
these are ones that you should be entering in contests.
Yeah, these are contest photos. These are really good.
I love the story on that one.
And this one, I mean, they're all done so nicely.
That middle one is...
these are killer.
You know what it is? The middle one is unique. I haven't seen too many people play up on
this is really... These are fantastic. These are...
that one.
These are different, and they're great, and the angles are great. The black and white post is terrific on... These are just so good. I'm very impressed. Well done. Geez, those are good.
Yeah. Don't change anything.
Yeah, don't change anything.
Don't even listen to us.
Oh, look at all the... Are you seeing this, folks?
Sensor dust everywhere.
Sensor dust everywhere. So it's still a good photo,
Might be a Sony or Fuji.
Crooked. These are all nice. They're all overprocessed as far as they're all too vibrant, right? They're just all a bit too... Just go to the color and take the vibrance down a bit. They're just all a little too much.
Yeah,
so
it's like over the top.
Look at my screen rather than that one.
It's
and they're all just too colorful. But outside of that, I think they're pretty nice. I would have liked to have seen a longer exposure on all of these. But these are nice. You know, I mean, they're pretty good, except for the sensor dust. But again, this one
The hardest thing with all of them is I'm just not sure. Like with that one, like the subject, it's kind of a little bit all over the place.
This one is the least of the three.
Like the one that has the least prominent. But that is something in all of them that, you know, looking at what is that? Like what are you
What's
shooting?
the focal point?
What are you wanting me to look at?
Yeah.
Like, you know, even with the middle one.
Like this is kind of
I'm kind of looking at the icicles and
yeah, a stronger thing to pull you in. Now you've got foreground, you got middle ground, you got background, you have nice skies.
Subject.
You don't have a strong subject in all three of these, but I mean this one, I see what Eric's saying. They're nice, pretty pictures. They are.
Which,
actually,
I mean, they're good pictures. They have stuff in the foreground, in the middle ground,
how do
in
we
the
make
background.
them stronger? Is having something to anchor.
That's why
on.
if there's like an anchor of like a rock that's sitting in the middle there, you're going okay.
All right, let's take a look here. So this is a kid kicking a ball in a soccer or what you would call the European football match. How often does that happen, Eric, where someone runs up to the ball and kicks it?
All game long. The whole game.
It's not really a peak moment of action, is it?
Or the match, or whatever they're called.
That's a street sign. I don't even know what these are. That's a car.
It's a car, like the back of the car.
I mean, they're in focus.
They're technically sharp, and they're
Focus is
all
right.
like not exposures, not wrong.
None of these are good subjects.
F-stop was probably okay.
I don't know who thought a headrest was going to be a really interesting shot. Street sign, yep. That's
Well, it could be with like the headrest, and this is the problem some people get is they know what that headrest is. I'm guessing that's off of a fancier like convertible car.
Yeah, it's a luxury car.
I have no idea what it is. Do you?
Could be a
Corvette, maybe.
I don't know what it is. I'm looking at the round circle on the
Z something on it. Z. It's
kind
of out of focus.
Oh,
there.
it could be a
Z4, maybe a
Corvette.
Maybe it's a Corvette, or maybe it's a
BMW makes
BMW.
a Z4,
BMW, maybe
a convertible.
But that's the whole thing is we don't know, and we don't know what we're looking at, and then
and this is a street sign, and this is two kids playing soccer, which happens all day, every day, everywhere. So. I don't know. I mean, these are just kind of meh. I think you're not picking very interesting subjects. Just kind of.
Yeah, it goes back to that, and we talked about that recently on a webcast, right? We were talking about like that's one of the secrets. That's one of the things you talked about in the fast track. Of if you really want to get better at photography, if you really want to take those leaps, you have to commit to certain things. And one of the things you have to commit to is the subject matters.
The subject really matters.
It really matters.
And if you're shooting,
and I know.
Running down the field with the ball.
Yeah, but look I know how to use my camera so well, and it's like that. The subject matters more than the camera.
Yeah, you took a picture of some kids running down a soccer field with a ball. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's like, what were you expecting?
Look at this. Look at that.
What were you expecting out of that shot? Now look at this.
Yeah.
Look at that dog. Look at that
Mid-flight,
dog.
peak moment of action.
That's a peak
coming
moment
right
of
at
action.
you.
It's a dog.
And I'm like, okay.
That's cute,
nice.
Right? Nice.
Subject, yeah.
Yeah, look at this. Now, these are entirely different than the dog photos we saw before. A completely different style.
Yeah, because you've got action.
These
you've
are
got
great, though.
framing,
These are great.
Composition in that middle one.
That's a peak moment of action.
Yeah.
That's really cute, and that's a peak moment of action. These are well exposed, well done. Any dog owner would love
in
to have
every
these.
picture, you know the subject. It's the dog.
You're not like, what am I looking at? No, these are great. I love them. I love them. Keep up a good work. This is really good stuff. Very good. Only two more.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
We just saw some dog photos.
Look.
These are not dog photos.
This is a sweet dog.
Oh, I'm sure it's a sweet dog. It looks like a sweet dog.
Yeah.
Sweet dog that's not getting the justice
No,
that dog deserves.
No, it's like a dog in your kitchen.
That dog needs the Kaylee Greer treatment.
Yeah, and you don't really need to see the doggy's wiener. I don't know how else to say it. It's not helping.
Well, it's just
not helping.
Overlit, and
it's dog wiener right there. You don't want to see the dog's wiener. That's like something you don't need to see. I don't need to see doggy wiener. Now, I do like a wiener dog. That's a good dog right there.
Uh-oh.
I don't care who you are. That's a good dog's wiener dog.
All right. These are, I mean, that's cute. Dogs do that.
It is cute and all that.
It's a cute dog, but they're not good photos, and this is someone looking out the window. All right, we got some work to do here. We got some work. But you know what? Good news. We got a class on dog photography. We have numerous classes on dog photography from the world's best dog photographer, Kaylee Greer. She is a legend in dog photography.
Yeah,
So,
you saw earlier.
that person watched Kaylee's class. You
The
could tell.
earlier, that was Kaylee. That was textbook
her.
Kaylee Greer
And those
look,
pictures rocked.
right? But then she still had a picture in there that was kind of like a little different.
Yep,
But
but
it's
was
still
still
because she
good.
learned the principles
Yes.
of what makes a good dog photo.
It's-
She was able to improvise and do something else.
And it's not that.
Look at
That's
dog.
one of the things that
Look at these dogs.
Kelly teaches that. Like there's that one class, overcoming challenging situations, where Kelly goes through and talks about how not everything is perfect.
And you know what she says in her class?
Don't show the dog's wiener right there. Nobody needs to see that wiener.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
We got one more.
It's getting there.
Uh-oh, it's more dog wiener.
It's not. What is this? Like a jacked up?
It's like a
Supra.
No, that's a.
That's a Toyota Supra.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It looks like a Firebird here.
Yeah, it looks like a Firebird. That's what I was about to say.
I wonder
like
if
a Thunderbird or
I
something.
wonder if. No, I don't think they. Yeah. All right. So these are cool.
Who knows what kind of car it is?
I don't
but
know.
This is
It
kinda
could be
cool.
a hybrid car.
Yeah.
But look, first off, they're doing the stuff right.
Yeah.
Right? Like they got down low.
They
They've
got reflection.
Water reflections, which is a classic thing to do with cars. Look at how clean the lines are on the side of the car. They don't have a bunch of bad reflections and things.
You know, they shot on
And
a day
they shot
overcast.
down
you know.
low. This is all
You
good.
don't have those
This is
highlights and
all
shadows
good.
everywhere.
This one looks like, I'm guessing that they either added the motion in post or they used a car rig, but I don't think this is a car rig. A car rig is a pole that you attach to the car either with magnets or with suction cups, and you just push the car. You have someone hide behind the car and push it, and then you leave your exposure open for like a few seconds, and it makes it look like it's going.
Yeah, I mean that car could literally be going like a mile an hour, and with that slow shutter, it will look like that.
I think this was all done in post. This looks like, I don't know. Well, you're using a very wide angle lens, and it's creating a lot of distortion, but it's kind of a cool shot anyway. I like the sky, and I don't know. It almost looks generated.
The sky looks fake.
Well, I mean, the sky is probably not the sky that was there. I don't care.
That's okay. But that's what I think
like
it
the
is.
sky.
I think everything kind of looks generated in this one.
Yeah, it's almost like they used
like
Firefly.
the sky
Maybe
looks
these are
generated.
Firefly.
The car looks. That's the only one that I actually would have a hard time saying it was generated. But again, look at the thing. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
This last one's throwing me off. See, I see the person in the middle one too, and that's the other thing. The person's in the driver's seat.
Well, you don't want a ghost car.
Well, exactly.
It's
But
moving.
that's what I'm saying is I don't see where it's just weird that this last one's like making us feel like it's so
I don't know.
not real.
I know something's up here. I don't know.
Something's up with that last one.
But you know what? I'd much rather see even this distortion
Than a dog's wiener. You don't want to see.
Okay.
I don't need to see that.
Well, we got some prizes to give away.
We got to end this show.
So
This
hey,
show needs ending.
speaking of Platypod earlier, somebody's going to win this Platypod Extreme.
Someone want to win that platypod right there.
Yep, and this Platypod is going to Steve Matten.
Hey, Steve, way to go, buddy.
And then On One No Noise is going to Kathy Hemingway. Oh boy, I don't know. Russo?
Look,
Ruscio?
you know who you are.
Yeah, there you go. You know, because then Phil W is winning the Firefly book.
Show you how to make
And
those
then,
cars that you just saw.
Craig Jackhart is winning the Retouch for Me prize, and then Ken Walker is winning the How to Do That in Photoshop book, and then Melody Mellinger is winning the Photoshop book for digital photographers. And then Dave M is winning the V-Flat from V-Flat World. So if you won, just email us over at gridprize@KelbyOne.com. We'll verify information, send you out your prize, and just make sure you do that by this Friday, please.
All right, take a look on screen.
All right.
I selected an empty document. I'm going to generative fill, and I'm going to type in sports car on racetrack. I guess sports car should be 2 words, right? Sports car on race track. Let's hit generate, see what it gives us from scratch.
I know. This is fun.
Hey, you never know.
There's a sports car.
Now, that actual sports car does not exist. When you do this, it looks at samples of millions of images and creates one. Now, watch this. We're going to select this bottom area. All right, hold on. I selected too much. And we're going to say reflection. Almost done. See what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
Then we'll type in add a dog's. No, just kidding. Well, you could say add a dog, but we didn't select where the dog's going to be. So this is not going to turn out well. Normally, you would choose the size by making a selection. Yeah, it didn't do anything. It didn't put a dog in there at all. Wait, let's look at our. Is this a dog over here? No, it didn't do anything.
No.
Nope. That's bad. Back to our reflections. Let's look at our other reflections. There's not bad. So I probably should have dug into the car a little bit. When I did the reflection thing, I should have dug into the car. Let me do that. Oh, I erased the car.
Boy. Now it's becoming a generative fill episode.
Oh, I love generative fill for stuff like this. It's just fun. It doesn't replace photography because it's not photography. I don't know.
This isn't.
I don't know what it is. Oh, you can't see the generative fill. Oh, there it is. So let's go generative fill. It's going to ask, what do you want to do? Add reflection. Let's say add water reflection. And then this is the last one we'll do, and then we're going to go. Because if we stay on much longer,
I'm going to talk like this right there. We don't want that now.
It's going to be the rest of the day.
The rest of the day.
Ooh,
Look at that.
Crashing through. Lost a wheel. Look at this. I don't know what happened there.
The wheel came
now
flying
we're
off.
splashing with a new front end. We had to reinstall the. Okay, well.
Yep, we got a new ground package on it.
Ground
this
package,
is awesome.
new ground effects. All right, that's enough of that. All right, so thank you for everybody who submitted photos. I know it's not easy to do. I know you're putting yourself out there when you do that. Even though it's just you and all, you're still putting yourself out there for critique, and we appreciate you doing it because while it may help you, it also helps other people that are watching to see like, oh, okay, next time I'm shooting dogs, I know I need to do this. Next time I'm lighting, I need to back. That's what we saw today in many, many cases was just simply too much flash. Everybody, turn your flashes down. Turn them down.
And give yourself some dimension. If you don't just blast the light, give yourself some highlights. Shadows are a good thing.
Shadows are a great thing. That's what
we want. That we don't want it to be just blasted with light.
You don't want that, buddy.
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks to our crew here, and thanks to all of our sponsors, especially the folks at Platypod.
Yep.
We love them.
Yeah.
We love them. All right. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. We got some other fun stuff coming up. Have a good one. Take care, everybody.
Right there. You don't business.
Well, you know who looking like this for real. Well, you know who looking like that. Well, you know who looking like this for real. Well, you know who looking like that.
I am a portrait and wedding photographer based in Valencia, Spain.
I do mainly commercial and editorial photography, and I retouch up to 100 photos a month.
We shoot almost every day for all kinds of clients, such as commercial, beauty, and fashion. And we retouch our work more often, like every other day.
I used to spend over 1 hour for one photo.
If we want professional results, we must remove skin blemishes, do micro dodge and burn, highlight eyes, whiten teeth, and even reduce wrinkles in clothes. And this can easily take me up to 2 hours of work for each photo.
So when I saw that there's a plugin for Photoshop that helps you retouch quicker, I was eager to get my hands on it.
I read many feedbacks about it, and I found a lot of positive reviews, which made me to consider buying my first plugin.
One of the challenges we have at the end of a session or wedding is to achieve an edition in our photograph that look natural. This is where retouch for me has become a game changer.
I love the feature that you can pick how much effect it has on your photo, and you can adjust it accordingly to your style.
I saved a lot of time and always end up having amazing result with my work.
I am extremely happy with the quality.
Now I am more efficient and have more time to spare with my family.